Welcome back, fellow card fighters. Today is another beautiful day of doing some deck profile. I've been procrastinating on this deck profile forever. I'm in the process of moving, so I have a lot of things going on, and I do apologize. There's this one dude who's been asking for this deck profile forever, and I'm sorry I took in like a month or so to reply, but without further ado, we're finally gonna do this deck profile. Harry, let's get started. So obviously for the ride line, we have to play the grade 0, the grade 1, and the grade 2, and grade 3 of the Harry. Because that is how the standard rule states now. So grade 0, no special effect. Grade 1, upon writing it, generate a Harry crest, draw a card, and then draw a card if you went second because of the starter. Grade 2 skill doesn't happen when you ride onto it. However, when you ride on top of it with the grade 3, you get, since you have a Harry in this card name, you Soul Blast 1, look at top 7 cards with a deck, choose up to 2 normal units without any Sentinel among them, reveal it, and choose one of them to put into your hand, and put the other one into the Soul. Now, the cool part about Harry, oh man. So Harry's an old school unit, it's very Soul-centric Vanguard unit, but yeah, so the skill, GB2, first skill. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose up to 1 card from your Soul, call to the rear guard, and that unit and this unit gains 3k until end of the turn. It's free, no counterblast, nothing. So if you miss your stride, at least you got that going on. Second skill, Magia. Counterblast 1 during a turn when you G unit strode. You may pay the cost by counterblasting 1, then you Soul Charge 1, choose up to 1 card from your Soul and call to the rear guard, and that unit gains 5k until end of the turn. At the end of that turn, put the called unit that was called out from this skill to the Soul, and end your turn. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the ride line. The stride line, you got 4 the Harry stride and 4 the free stride. The great thing about this one is that it's no cost. You just flip a G unit from the stride zone, or G stride unit from the G zone. Yes. Skill, you flip 1, and then you get to look at top 5 cards of the deck, choose up to 1 card among them, put it to the Soul, search, shuffle your deck, and choose up to 1 card from your Soul and call to the rear guard, and at the end of the turn, whatever was called out, put it to the Soul. Your ideal target will be this guy, which we'll go over shortly. And then your other stride unit, it's like your boss unit. This is your kill turn unit. Essentially, when this unit attacks, you get to counterblast 1, and it's GB2. You target 2 of your rear guards, put it to the Soul, and then choose 2 cards from your Soul and call it out. And when you call it out, it doesn't have to be in the open rear guard circle. It just has to call it out. And what was it? And then key part. This is the one that I see players misplay all the fucking time. You get to choose your opponent's 2 rear guards and put it to the Soul from that skill also, after you call out your units. And at the end of the turn, put all the called units into the Soul. Let's move on to the grade 3s of the deck. I run 3 copies of Harry, 4 copies of the little Lion King over here, little Simba, 2 copies of Dragon, 1 copy of the Blitz Order, and 1 Tekken copy of this card. This card, I guess the credit goes to my friend Christian Romero. Some of you guys might know him. He's a really great Harry player. He fucking loves this deck. But yeah, he kind of put me on this little goo. Alright, so let's go over this skill. This card is mainly there to counter, I guess, Bobs right now. So when this unit is placed in a rear guard, doesn't matter if it's hand, soul, or whatever, discard a trigger unit from your hand, then choose a column and retire all of your opponent's rear guard in that column. So you would use it to snipe out a fucking Veil Lord. Because it's not targeting the said card, it is targeting the rear guard column, the column itself, so you can get around the Veil Lord's resist ability. Really good card as one-off. The Blitz Order card, essentially what you can this card can be played from the Soul by Energy Blessing 3, and then you choose one of your units being attacked, and that unit gains 15k until end of the battle. And if this card was played from the Soul, you may put it to the bottom of the deck, so you can recycle this card over and over again. Alright, so the grade 3 Dragon, it's a really nice card. If you have a Vanguard with only Pale Moon as clan, this card becomes a Pale Moon unit. And then second skill, when this unit is placed on a rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with only Pale Moon as card name in the clan, choose a card from your drop zone and you may put into the Soul. So ideally, you would use this card to target the Blitz Order or this other card, the one of that we talked about, or whatever one of utilities you have in a drop zone, and you put into the Soul to do your shenanigans. Last skill. During a turn, if this unit was placed on a rear guard from the Soul, this unit gains 5k. However, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gains 10k instead of the 15k. So it becomes a 23k beat stick before you put in any stride face-up cards during your opponent's grade 3. Harry we went over, but so essentially this is only there for the Harry stride, which is the cost that you need to do. I understand 3 might be excessive, but ideally you want to hit it because that is your kill turn move. And here we go over the little Lion King over here. So Flying Manicore skill. If you have a grade 3 or greater with the heritage card name, this card gets all the following. Magia. At the end of the battle this unit attacked, if you did not call a unit from your soul during the battle phase this turn, counterblast 1, put this in the soul, choose up to one card with a different card name from the soul, and call it to the rear guard. At the end of the turn, put that called unit into the soul. And then second skill is when this card is discarded for the strike cost, you draw a card. So you would ideally have a dragon in the soul, attack with Manicore, target this, call it out, and then put whatever card you want into the soul with it. Ideally, either the Blitz or other one of utilities I run in. Alright, let's go over the grade 2s. So the grade 2s are kind of weird. I run one Blitz order, the Twin Cast. I run a playset of Tizcar. I run 3 copies of Togue, 2 copies of Little Princess. Let me shift this over. And then 1 copy of Cutting Sword Dance. And then 1 copy of Selfish Engraver. The Engraver is just there for countercharging, because late game you're not going to have much countercharging in this deck. So it's kind of nice to have it out, called out with Harri skill, a tag with it, put it back soul, so you can countercharge again. This guy, the Cut Sword, he's only there for utility purposes. When this unit gets called out to the rear guard, you can perform all the following. You can either, if you have 7 or more cards in the soul, you can counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, choose up to 1 card from your soul, and add it to your hand. And if you do add a card to the hand, you can soul charge 1. So let's say you need to fetch out Elementaria or your Harri or whatever, or PGs even, you can utilize this to bounce it back to your hand. Second skill is what mainly the important part is. 11 cards or more in the soul, all front row units get plus 5k until end of the turn. So with Harri, you can call it out. Then on top of the power you're getting from the Vanguard trigger check, the Crest ability, you'll also get additional 5k, which sometimes do finish the game for you. So the Princess skill, at the end of the battle this unit attacked, it may put this card into the soul. And that's not GB restricted, so you can play that in early games like grade 2 gaming, grade 3 gaming, you can utilize that skill. Second skill, however, it is GB1 restricted. When this unit is placed on a rear guard from the soul, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with the Harri's card name, this unit gains 10k until end of the turn. If you have 2 or more face-up cards in a G zone, which means like GB3 technically, or GB2 or GB3, this will get 15k instead of 10k. So it power scales alone from itself, but also power scales from the Crest ability. Alright, Tizcar is the gun recycler. You've already seen it. You can discard it when you're riding up. Energy Blast 3 or Counter Blast 1, draw a card. Or if this goes in the Guardian Circle, same thing. Counter Blast or Energy Blast 3, you can draw a card. And Twin Cast, it's a 10k Blitz Order shield, and from the drop zone, you can use it again, where it will gain 5k for every grade of your Vanguard. So it becomes 10k, then to 15k. Also, keep in mind, technical ruling, we'll go over real quickly. If you use Blitz Order on the one attack and it goes to the drop zone, you cannot activate it again for the same attack. However, if you guarded 1 and another new unit attacks, then you can use it again from the drop zone. Just a ruling question that some people had before. Togue, this card was really good. Mainly, it's when this unit is put into the soul by your card's ability. You may have, if you have a Vanguard with the Pale Moon clan, you can bind this card in such a deck or drop for 1 grade 3 card and put it into the soul. And if you search the deck, shuffle the deck. So utilizing this card, you can chain it off and get this card into the soul. That's about it for the grade 2. Let's move on to the grade 1. We're just gonna get it out the way. 3 PGs, 1 Elementaria, which is generic and standard for everything. We run, of course, the 4 copies of the manga promo, and 2 copies of the Stride Fodder, and 1 Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty is there for counter charger, but also guard defense. So when this unit is placed on a rear guard, you take 2 cards from your ride line, face up into the right deck zone. You can counter charge. But if this goes in a Guardian Circle, same cost, it gains what was it, extra 5k? No, 15k. So it'll be a 20k shield value. This card is here so you can deck filter out the Harri as soon as possible. So you discard it, thin out your deck, so your deck will have more triggers and units. Philia, if you played in order, or if your opponent only has 1 unit on the board, 1 rearguard on the board, it gains 5k. At the end of the battle, it boosted, it goes to the soul, and you draw a card. So it's a good way of soul charging, also, and drawing too. Let's go over the trigger line. We run the red OT because I think multi-attack deck, having 1 extra multi-attack is kind of correct. We run 3 of the front triggers, the one with the extra power, because defense is key in this deck. And then we of course run 8 crits because crit life is important, and we run 4 generic heals. Well, that's about it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do apologize for taking forever to making this goddamn deck profile, but hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and comment below some suggestions that you think would be kind of cool to use in this deck, especially for like the utilities or one-ups. I think there's other things that I might be missing out on. Well, that's about it, you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.